What's up, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to another modern video on the channel. As always, before we continue, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. Just wanted to apologize. The video today is coming out a little bit late. It's because I was playing some Paper Magic earlier today. Finally got all the cards for the food deck in the mail. Went to a local 1K. Didn't do so well, but I mean, finally getting back into, shuffling some paper cards really felt good, and it was good to get out of the house because I'm spending a lot of time here due to COVID and all that stuff. So, yeah, going to be playing a lot more Paper Magic coming up. So the schedule might be, a little bit wonky in terms of, the weekends where I might not, be uploading because I'm going to be playing tournaments on the weekends, but it felt really good to shuffle up some paper cards. So I'm looking forward to the prospect of, sort of returning to some semblance of normalcy within the near future, so that was awesome. Today, we're going to dabble into a little bit of Affinity. I've done a couple of Affinity videos on the channel, and I am a really big proponent of this. This was prior to the Mox Opal ban, the deck that I played in and out the most. I probably played it for about 3 years straight. Was pretty sad when Mox Opal got banned. Understandable that it had to go, get in the context of the format when it got banned. And I get that, but, I can't, I'm still going to be sad about it. But here we are. Urza Saga has sort of breathed some new life into the archetype. This is actually a list that I grabbed from the 5.0 dump. I just like to, when I see deck lists like this that kind of pique my interest a little bit, I just want to play it as it lies. I don't want to make any changes to the 5.0 list. And then, as we kind of move forward, we can make some changes that way. But you'll notice here, we've kind of condensed the deck down a little bit. There have been versions that have played Arcbound Ravager, versions that have played, what was the other one? Signal Pest, stuff like that. This is kind of just really lean. We're going with a full 4 Thought Monitor and 4 Thoughtcast, which might seem like a lot of sort of dirtling, but with the introduction of the Treasure Vault, something that I tried prior was like 4 Treasure Vault, 4 Citadel, and then 4 Mirror Enforcer for Sojourner's Companion. The thought process behind this, I think, is do the same thing, have 8 ETB untapped artifact lands, but instead of playing 4 Enforcer, 4 Companion, just play 4 Monitor, 4 Thoughtcast, which are arguably better payoffs for having a bunch of artifacts in play anyways. Just 1 mana, draw 2 cards. It's pretty good. So that is kind of the idea we're going with here. Rest of this stuff, pretty straightforward. I'm not going to spend too much time here. 4 Cranial Plating, only 2 Nettle Cyst. I've been pretty high on that card before, but we're only going with 2 copies because we are only an 18 land deck, and being a 3 mana play when you have Urza Saga and Cranial Plating equip and some other stuff to do with your mana can be a little clunky at times. One thing you'll also notice here is we're not going with any man lands or creature lands. No Inkmoth Nexus, no Blinkmoth Nexus, which is something that I've tried in the past. I'm a little suspect of that. I get that Razortide Bridge is, allows you to cast your colored spells and also allows you to sideboard some white removal spells. Here you'll see Dispatch and Prismatic Ending in the sideboard. The only thing that I kind of really don't like about Razortide Bridge is it comes into play tapped. Now, obviously, it's an artifact land, so it coming into play tapped doesn't necessarily hurt you too much in terms of casting your Affinity cards. But when you're trying to curve out with like Plating Equip and Nettle Cyst and you're trying to do some other non-Affinity things, it can be awkward at times. And also just Inkmoth plus Plating is a really potent threat against sweepers, which, to be fair, I think the biggest reason for not playing Inkmoths is just there aren't that many sweepers right now. There's not a lot of Supreme Verdicts, Fire Spells, Anger of the Gods, not a lot of that stuff going around. It's really, the format is sped up and we're kind of just, it's almost just like ships passing in the night. And Inkmoth Nexus, the Inkmoth Plating kill is a little bit mana intensive, so I understand why we're not playing it. We're just choosing to play Razortide Bridge, which allows us to sideboard the white cards and also just make our Affinity cards better. So I get that. And you'll notice we have 12 artifact lands, which does make the Affinity cards quite a bit better, as well as Cranial Plating. 2 copies of Spellskite in the main deck. I'm not really sure what we're doing, like what the intention is with Spellskite. Like if you look at the top decks, it's decent against Solitude. I guess I'll give you that. It is okay against Prismatic Ending because you can kind of protect your Cranial Plating or something like that. It's somewhat okay against Teferi. It's not really good against HammerTime, so that's kind of a strike against it. But there are a decent amount of removal spells that target, so I guess I'll buy it. We'll see how it goes. And then in the sideboard here, again, the aforementioned Dispatch and Prismatic Ending. I'm not sure about the split. I think I'd really rather lean towards more Prismatic Endings. The only issue is we're not really doing it for more than 2 outside of Springleaf Drum because we only have access to blue and white mana. We do have a Spire of Industry too, but yeah, I think maybe that's... And also the instant speed aspect of Dispatch is pretty important against stuff like HammerTime because they can Sigarda's aid you in their combat step. And then we also have a bunch of Chalice of the Voids, which looks kind of awkward because I would assume the most common number for Chalice is 0, and we actually have more zeros in our deck than we do ones, but you can kind of dump your hand prior to playing the Chalice, because Chalice is good on 0 against Cascade, and it's also really good on 1 against HammerTime and the Lurrus decks. So we're choosing to go with some Chalices. We have Etch Champions for the other grindy decks, Rebuke for control and combo, and then we got some one-ups to get with Urza Saga, Pithing Needle, and Tormod's Crypt. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over here. I will note in the one-drop slot as our sort of tutor package, if you will, for Urza Saga, we have an Expedition map, which isn't common, but it is really good in the longer, drawn-out games to get more Urza Sagas when that's good. So if you have more time, your sagas can kind of just chain into each other. And then the Shadow Spear, which is every Urza Saga deck should be playing a Shadow Spear. That's, no questions asked. And then a Ginger Brew, which looks innocuous, but it's really nice to have a haste threat when you have Cranial Plating and Nettle Cyst. Also a haste threat that has some evasion. So that's the deck list. I think I've gone over everything I wanted to. So, without further ado, I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 1. All right, everybody, we're back here for round number 1, League with Affinity. Let's see what we got. So this hand's got a lot of mana sources. However, we do have Urza Saga, and that card is quite powerful. I'm actually going to keep this hand. I think if I was in the draw, I would consider mulliganing. But on the play with Saga and some mana acceleration with Springleaf Drum and Vault Scourge, I think it's keepable. There's an argument to play Saga on turn 1 in case I draw a 0-mana creature that I can activate the drum with to just make a construct on turn 2, which I did end up drawing, so I sort of got punished a little bit there. It's not too bad, though. We can go Saga, Ornithopter, Drum, and play the Scourge. No need to pay life. Now we can start making constructs, which are just large, very, very, very hard for their deck to interact with constructs on a meaningful level. We got a plating for a Scourge if that comes up, which I don't think it will unless they tap out. But they're probably not going to tap out. So, let's go to combat. Yeah, I'm not going to play the plating here. I'm going to fire up the Saga. Obviously you could go for plating equip on the Scourge, but if they have any removal spell or a Skullcrack, I kind of just get time walked. So we'll choose to not do that, and I can still make a Saga token with the Springleaf Drum. So maybe I should have played a second Urza Saga there, even though I'm not going to get to activate both Sagas. Like, I'm not going to get 2 constructs out of each Saga. Still might have been worth to just chain. To go, like, search for a thing this turn, search for a thing the turn after. So they don't get to attack. If they have another Skullcrack, this could be a little dicey. Because I think I am going to go for the Shadow Spear. So let's hope they don't have a Skullcrack. So I can go make a construct, and then also equip, leave back the other construct. So let's do that. Let's get... Where's the Shadow Spear? Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in trouble if they have another Skullcrack, but I don't really know that there's much I can do about it. It just kind of is what it is. Alright, show me the Skullcrack. Kind of seems like they have it, but I don't know. Again, there's that much I can do about it. Yeah. So they take bunch of damage. And we hope they don't have Boros Charm plus a thing, I guess. I don't really think I had many other decisions this game. I think I kind of play. Okay, they didn't have the Boros Charm. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Yeah, I don't think there was anything much I could have done that game. Alright, so we're playing against Burn, so we should expect some number of smash to smithereens post-board. I'm looking at the removal spells, and I'm looking at Etch Champion and perhaps Chalice. We get a lot of decent cards in this matchup. We also don't have a ton that's bad. I think the map is too slow. Way too slow. I could see cutting Nettle Cyst on the draw, because, again, it's also kind of slow. I think Spellskite's pretty good. I think maybe I don't need all 8 of the draw spells, because, again, just more... I want to be a lot lower to the ground, and I want to kind of flatten my curve a little bit. So maybe I go down to Thoughtcast. I think I'd rather have the body on Monitor. And then maybe we bring in all 5 removal spells? Is that too much? I feel like 5 removal spells is a lot. Let's bring in Dispatch. I like Etch Champion, but it's a 3-mana play, so I don't love it. Is Metallic Rebuke good? Maybe we keep in, like, some more clunky expensive cards. Because Etch Champion's also a clunky expensive card, but at least I think Nettle Cyst on average has higher upside than Etch Champion, because you need stuff to make Etch Champion good. So I think I'll try this. I think just Dispatch is okay. Killing Eidolon and Goblin God and that kind of stuff. This hand I think is too slow. I think we can do better. This hand is weird. So we go Memnite, Memnite, Citadel, Frogmite, Frogmite, and then turn 2 Saga. Maybe we just put back Spellskite? Okay, I'm in. I am in. This hand's either really good or really bad. Treasure Vault, huh? Alright, Memnite, Memnite. I guess I'll play the Vault because it's the one they know about. I don't think they have Disenchant or like Stone Rains. Oh, that's bad because they might Stone Rain this now. I should have played the Citadel, yeah. Because now if they... Oh, that was so bad. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm giving up information by playing the Citadel first, but this is just, like, the juiciest Smash to Smithereens target of all time. So, yeah, I should have done that. That's bad. Alright. I am going to block. There's a Spellskite on top. I will take the trades. Maybe the trades aren't good for me. But, because there's like some argument to be said about I can just race. Because they have 2 Sunbake Canyons. But, I'd rather just play a little bit safe. A little safe. Okay, so there's a Spellskite. At least now if they have Smash to Smithereens, I can redirect to Spellskite. Is this an Eidolon? Smash targeting Spellskite. Okay. Didn't even want to make me pay the 2 life. I feel like if I were them, I would have targeted the Treasure Vault. Because I would have 100% had to pay 2 life there. Interesting. So they have 2 cards and we're on 13. Can make a construct. This feels like a decent spot. I've definitely been in worse positions against Burn. They have another Swift Spear. Let's see if they attack or not. No attacks is a really good sign. It could just mean Skullcrack. But I'm at 13 and they only have 2 cards. I don't think I'm going to go... Oh, that was a really good draw. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to go for the Shadow Spear here, because it seems like they have Skullcrack. I think I can just race them. I'm going to get the Shadow Spear, I'm just not going to equip this turn. Now I can just attack for 9. And there's really no way they can kill us with 3 cards. Even if they have triple Boros Charm, it's only 12 damage. So, should be good to go. We have a Jar to protect the Construct or the Shadow Spear. Yeah. They also have 2 Sunbake Canyons. Should be chillin'. This is also just lethal, right? Yeah, they're off it. Well, that was easy. I think this matchup is pretty good. See, it's weird. I actually saw that there was a burn deck that top-aided the Showcase Challenge this past weekend, and I was kind of confused because burn always felt like it just could never beat an Urza, like a turn 2 Urza Saga. Because the burn cards just don't match up well against giant constructs, so yeah, traditionally just a very good matchup for any Urza Saga deck. You're happy to see burn, so 1-0. I'll see you back in just a little bit for number 2. All right, it's time for round number 2. We're 1-0. Let's see if we can keep it going. So this hand does not have any creatures. However, we have Citadel into Drum, into Saga, into Plating. So I'm going to keep this. And hopefully our opponent gives us time to kind of get our full max value out of this Urza Saga. This is the one deck for certain. A lot of people keep asking me, about the Asmo deck. Is like, if Urza Saga gets banned, we're talking hypotheticals, obviously. If Urza Saga gets banned, is the Asmo deck playable? And my answer most of the time is yes, because, the deck relies more heavily on the Cookbook Daredevil engine, which, to be fair, you get Cookbook with Saga a fair bit of the time. But you could sort of adapt and build the deck differently. This deck in particular, I don't think would remotely even be in the realm of possibility without Urza Saga. Urza Saga just, this might be, it's funny, this might be the best Urza Saga deck, maybe outside of HammerTime. Like, the deck that utilizes Urza Saga the best. You know what I mean? Maybe, again, HammerTime might be a little bit better, but it's just, like, so good. Like, this deck consistently makes 2 7/7s with Saga on turn 3, or turn 4. It's so hard to beat that for most decks. Say, Prismatic Ending? Okay. That's actually not bad. I think I'm going to play that. That was actually a decent draw. Protect my Saga against Teferi or something like that. And go Memnite, Spire of Industry, pass, make a Saga token, which is a 4/4. So is this blue-white control, or is it the 4-color spike deck? I want to say the 4-color decks don't usually have Hallowed Fountain, so I'd probably assume, like, some sort of Jeskai control deck, which means they're probably going to have Supreme Verdict, so I'm definitely just going to get a Welding Jar here. Could get a map, actually. Is that better? Map or jar? Map or jar? I think it's actually kind of close. I kind of want to get jar, because my follow-up is going to be Plating Equip the Construct, which is going to be, yeah, I think I like jar better. And let's go Treasure Vault, Shadow Spear, attack for 9. And then if they have Verdict, we can regen one of the constructs. Right. I guess this is bad if they have Archmage's Charm steal the construct. Yeah, it's not great. Looks like what they have. Oh. I'm going to steal the jar. So steal the jar into Wrath. Oh. I guess I'll sack it. Alright, so they take 8, go to 8, and then Wrath me. Guess I should have got the map. Although they probably would have just stolen the map, right? Yeah. That is unfortunate. And we got nothing left. Well, probably dead, because they have 5 cards in their hand. Yeah, I'm probably not going to play that many more turns. I'll probably take one draw step. I think I basically have to draw Saga here. Yeah, I think the same exact thing happens if I get map, right? They just take the map and then Wrath me, and still kind of in the exact same position. Well, that's step 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually not going to play the land first, even though it makes the monitor cost less. I'd much rather give myself the opportunity to play Saga this turn. Okay. It's not the worst, all things considered. So we'll equip the Frogmite. Now they need another Wrath or 2 removal spells. Could have Snap Wrath, maybe. Plussing. Plussing usually means they have it rolled up. So it could be Snapcaster Mage. They put a card on top. That's not great. It's another Wrath, yeah. Not looking good. Alright, Quip. Whip. Because I got nothing else to do with my mana. Pass turn. It's a big Frogmite. What's this? Fire Ice? Yeah. Alright, your turn. Kind of sad. It's kind of like we just didn't really have a second wave, you know? Like they dealt well. Actually, we did, right? We kind of had a second wave when we had Monitor into Frogmite, but they just had another Wrath. So probably not looking good this game. I think in order for me to get out of this, I need to have like back-to-back monitors on top, because I think Monitor's one of the only cards that gets me out of this. And I mean, they probably have a counterspell anyways, so probably just scoop 2. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna keep making them have a Wrath, so I'm gonna equip here in case they have Fire Ice, because this might bait the Fire Ice, and I have 2 X1s, which is why I kind of want to do this first. Okay. Do all this, and then I will equip, I guess, the Memnite. Alright, your turn. What you got? White, green, blue. Solitude. Sure. Solitude the Monitor. Okay. The Vault Scourge does have lifelink. Not out of it quite yet, I think. Alright, they can just do that. And then replay it, exile the Vault Scourge, then trade with the Memnite. Yeah. Okay. Alright. I've had enough. Don't usually lose the control game one. But here we are. Alright, Etch Champion's good, Rebuke is good, Needle is good. I'm not a huge fan of Frogmite, because you're not trying to go super wide against the Verdict deck. You're trying to just have more impactful, like, play threats one at a time, and just kind of, like, sort of play a tempo game. Definitely don't need the Shadow Spear against them. They don't really have a clock. And once we've gotten to that stage of the game, they're usually winning with cards that don't involve the combat step, or you're just miles behind and it's not going to matter. And then the last cut is probably going to be a Memnite. I guess Ornithopter is the worst because it doesn't have power. It's not like they're presenting blockers anyways, so the 1 power is probably more relevant than the flying. I guess they have Solitude, but if, like, Ornithopter, if combat is relevant that early in the game versus Solitude, that means they're pitch casting Solitude anyway, so they're not blocking with it. I could bring in Prismatic Ending in case they have Stony Silence. Who plays Stony Silence these days? There's no way they have Stony Silence. All right, we're here for game number 2. Let's see if we can have a better hand, better follow-up to a Wrath. I think this hand's good. It's a little bit weak to Prismatic Ending on Springleaf Drum, but because then we're just on a one-lander. Maybe Urza Saga is a reason to mulligan this hand. Like, I can just mulligan to a hand that has Urza Saga, and that's probably good enough. Leon Bald Scourge. No reason to play the second Ornithopter quite yet. Especially with the plating, it could be like our post-combat, or not post-combat, like post-Wrath threat. Alright, we drew a land, which is pretty good. So now let's just jam this plating while we can. And we'll get in a plating hit. Again, I'm not going to commit the other Ornithopter. It is an extra point of damage, but I don't really think it changes the clock. Like, 1 this turn and 1 next turn. So now it's probably going to be Prismatic Ending on Cranial Plating, if I had to guess. God, Prismatic Ending is so good. It's just like the best removal spell. One of the best removal spells ever printed. Just kills everything. So good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now I might want to play the Ornithopter, just so I can play a 1-mana Thought Monitor. And then if I draw land plating, I could just slam it. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Well, that's actually not true, because I'm going to play the Gingerbrute first anyways. So maybe that was bad. Map is a good draw, because Map gets me Saga. Not this turn, of course, but next turn. There's always next turn. So we put them to 8, get this, or crack this, get Saga, play Saga. Then they have to Wrath. We're not doing too bad this game. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to hold that Ornithopter. No, although, now that I don't have the plating, it doesn't matter too much, but... Drew a Saga. Well, I guess I don't have to sack the map quite yet. Attack you. See if they want to cast a removal spell, which they probably don't, because they're probably going to Wrath me. I think I'm going to crack the map to give them less information. And I'm just going to get more... I'm going to get Sagas anyways, so... It doesn't really matter too much. What's this? It's like a Disenchant, maybe? Oh, Wear Tear? Looks like Wear Tear. Yeah. Okay. Alright, they're at 7. We got 2 1/1s. Hopefully can do some cleanup duty. We need to find a plating or a Nettle Cyst. That is what we really need to find. That's pretty good, too. If I go to attacks, I can't imagine a world where they Cryptic me, because it's only 2 damage. But I guess, like, if I assume the Thought Monitor is 100% getting countered, maybe it's just better to cast it pre-combat. Some of these control decks are skimping on counter magic, though. I'm just going to jam it. It is so much better if we find a plating. Alright, sure. Attack for 2. They go to 5. Play a Saga. Alright, that's all I got. Hopefully it's good enough. Snapcaster, probably Wear Tear on the Saga, yeah. Alright. Still have a 3-turn clock. And we'll draw plating. Plating. Am I going to cast that? It does present lethal. It's worse against Wrath, but... yeah, I'll just cast it. Alright, show me the goods. Show me the goods. Oh, now they have Solitude? Okay. Alright, now I'll take a plating. Because then I can go plating, equip Ornithopter, make this unblockable. They Solitude this, and they still take 3. So, plating should be good. How about a Treasure Vault? Alright, go to combat. Attack for 3 before blocks. Make this thing unblockable. So they probably Solitude the Ginger Brute. Take 2, go to 1. Or is this a Wear Tear? I'm much happier if it's a Wear Tear and not a Solitude. Oh. Yeah, that's bad. That is bad. And they're going to steal this? Is that what's happening? Not looking good. Not looking good. Alright, I'm just going to hold the land. Make them think I have something. It's probably better to just play it, but... Still going to draw 2. Not looking great. Glacial Fortress. Alright. Also not looking great. Blue. They're going to steal it. Alright. Stolen. We're going to need one of them thought monitors. We only got 2 left, but... Even a Thoughtcast, a Saga, a Plating, like, we have a lot of good draws. You know, it's not like our deck doesn't have good draws in it. We're just not drawing them. Drawing Razortide Bridge and Treasure Vault. Yeah. Man. These control decks are usually really good matchups for Saga decks, but... Not when you draw a bunch of blanks. Yeah, alright. I've seen enough. I have seen enough. Well, kind of unfortunate. Maybe that was a bit of an early concession, but by the time I was going to draw this, they were going to draw, 6 more cards, so... I don't know. Yeah, these matchups are usually pretty good. I'm surprised that I lost. I mean, kind of both games we kind of just ran out of gas a little bit. We have 8 of these and kind of just drew them in the wrong spots when they had counter spells, so I don't know. I think for the most part, these matchups are usually pretty easy, but, just a bit of maybe the way their deck is built. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the games. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 3. Alrighty, YouTube, back here for round number 3. Our opponent has revealed to us a Lurrus Companion. So we have turn 1, Razortide Bridge, Memnite. Turn 2, Citadel Scourge, Thoughtcast. Alright, I'm going to keep it. Hope they're not playing HammerTime. Wooded Foothills, huh? Interesting. Is this Burn, maybe? Could be Burn, could be Red-White Prowess. I think you don't usually see Lurrus and Wooded Foothills in the same deck. Unless it's Burn. Ooh, spicy. Big Chun Shadow, maybe? Alright. Now I don't know what's happening. Abundant Harvest revealing Blackleaf Cliffs. Okay. Let's go Memnite, Bridge, go. Abundant Harvest revealing Blackleaf Cliffs. Alright, Memnite down. Well, this is awkward for reasons you could probably imagine. Kind of just have to get it over with. I know that both of these are going to die to the Ren and 6, but I would like to cast Thoughtcast. At least hypothetically, if they minus in the Vault Scourge, I can threaten the Ren with the other one. Although they probably just have nice Inquisition. That's also a reason to cast your stuff, But they probably have a removal spell for the Vault Scourge, and we're not going to be in a great spot. Although we can just go like Razortide Bridge, Thoughtcast, and just kind of play setup a little bit. So are they like Jund mid-range? Like Zoomer Jund? Alright, Bridge, Thoughtcast, and yeah, more stuff that's not great. Get back Foothills. Yeah, I guess they're just like Jund mid-range. With Luris and Abundant Harvest, though, it's weird. Okay. Reveals Lightning Bolt. Okay. Yeah. Well, I got plenty of lands, so you can have one of those. Got plenty of lands. Ren and 6 is on 2, so let's go Vault Scourge, Frogmite, Monitor, and Monitor first in case I draw Saga, because I kind of need Saga to get out of this. That was kind of a punishment, but... So now they can tick down on the Vault Scourge. We shouldn't have enough blockers for this Ragavan, though, so... And then we have a bunch of stuff that threatens the Ren and 6 finally. Another Abundant Harvest. Okay. Dealing Dragon's Rage Channeler. Which means they're not Croaksing, which is quite good for me. We know they have Bolt, right? Is that correct? They revealed Bolt from the... Yeah, okay. So let's go with a Thoughtcast first. And a Thoughtcast second. So if I attack all three at the Ren and 6, they just go bolt this, block this, block this. Ren still lives. So I guess I will just force the bolt by attacking with Thought Monitor. I mean, Saga is a ridiculous card and maybe can get us out of this. Maybe. So we can make some very large constructs and then also get Shadow Spear to give them trample. The issue is this Kroxa, which is going to just start clocking us. That's the big issue here. I think if it weren't for the Kroxa, I would actually think that our position's quite good, but the Kroxa makes things a lot more difficult. Yeah. So what do we need to draw here? I mean, probably another Thought Monitor. Plating's not even good enough because they have a flying blocker for the Ornithopter now. Nettle Cyst would, I think, be decent. Yeah, Nettle Cyst would be quite good because we could Nettle Cyst and make a Construct token. We need something good, though. We can't have it be our 9th land. Interesting they chose the Kroxa before attack. I guess they're just not going to attack with the Tarmogoyf. Because I believe it was a 5/6, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because they had instant. Okay. I mean, I'll take the trade. My Memnites are kind of just dead in the water anyways, right? Yeah, not great. Alright, your turn. Just gonna lose it all to the Croaks anyways, so... I mean, we're actually not that bad off as long as they don't have Terminate. Alright, Memnite down. So long as they don't have Terminate, I think we might be okay. Or Kolaghan's Command. Like a way to blow up a construct. If they cannot interact with the construct, we might be in an okay spot. Because we can just get Shadow Spear, and then just Shadow Spear up the construct, go to town that way. Urza Saga does a hell of a lot for a land. No, they are attacking. Oh, maybe not. No attack is a good sign for me. I wonder if they're thinking about shoving with everything. Guess they could have double bolt. But I feel like if they had double bolt, no, they would have just attacked with Croxa, because the Croxa attack puts me to 5 and then double bolt. So there's no way they have double bolt. So I'll just take this. Because if they had 2 bolts, they just attack with the Croxa, guarantee put me to 5, and then I die. So this looks like Luris, which is okay. Yeah, I kind of think they're just out of gas. Yeah, this is good. So we make a 9/9. Then we make another construct, which is 10. Shadow Spear is 11. Equip is 12. So we have a 12/12 lifelink trample, which is pretty good for obvious reasons. Let's get the spear. Yeah, I don't think I have time to dirtle around with the map. Question is, where are we attacking? I think just them, to be honest with you. Yeah, and then I can post-combat move it to this construct. Because I have the land. Don't think I need to mess with this Ren and 6 anymore. I wonder if they're thinking about triple blocking it. They lose the Goyf and the Croxa, though. I guess they can flashback the Croxa. Their only way out is probably double block and then rip terminate for the other one, right? It's probably their only way out of this. I wonder if that means I'm supposed to attack with the Frogmite and the Memnite. Because, like, let's assume that there's a world where they decide to eat the Frogmite and the Memnite. I guess they can put Luris on Memnite and something else on the Frogmite. They would gain 3, go to 16, and take 12. This also works. Alright, your turn. Now at 17. Man, Urza Saga is a hell of a card. I know I've said that a lot this video, but let's go back to that question that Twitch chat always asks me about, would this deck be playable without Saga? We had no business even being remotely close to this position. And then we drew Saga. And that's it. I got nothing else. That's literally it. It's like... Urza Saga. Good Magic the Gathering card. Alright. Another bauble. And that was from the graveyard. Okay. And they kept the card with the Channeler, which I have to imagine is some sort of removal spell, right? It's the only way they get out of this. Maybe we'll just draw Cranial Plating. Alright. Draw. Draw Frogmite. I guess I'll play that pre-combat, because it grows my constructs. Gives them information, but... Same thing. Attack you. Both my things. What you got? They got a fetch. Gotta have something, right? So they're going to... It's 9 damage on my 13/13. So, are we just going to damage? I don't know. We'll see. See what they got. I guess I'll put the Croxa first, in case something weird happens. I don't really know what could happen. Pass priority. They have Unholy Heat on this construct. Okay. So we're going to do some tradesies. They're going to go to 2, right? Yeah, they're going to go to 2. So maybe that was a spot where I'm supposed to attack with the other, the Frogmite, and maybe even the Memnite? I'm not sure. Alright, 2 to 30. Probably have to draw another Terminate. Alright, Construct down to an 11/11. Mm-hmm. Now what? Now what? They can flashback Croxa. I guess they don't die, right? Because they gain 3, go to 5. And then they double block 11 minus 8. They played Channeler from the graveyard. Oh, but I guess they can still just flashback to Croxa. Sure. Oh. So they drew Colligan's Command? Because why else wouldn't they flashback to Croxa? Yeah, they're gonna make me discard the turn I draw Nettlecyst too. Oh, that's so rough. That is so rough. Because that would have been an excellent draw step. Yeah. Oh, God, that's so unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. I mean, not all hope is lost, because we can equip to the Frogmite and just attack them. I'm not going to attack with a 2/2 into the 3/3, but... So I guess they can trade here. Yeah, I guess they just trade... Yeah, maybe that attack is bad, too. Because then they just trade there and replay it. Man. God, that Nettlecyst would have been so good. That Nettlecyst would have been insane. It's one of those things where, like, they drew Unholy Heat, like, they topped the Unholy Heat, and I wish if they just drawn the 2 cards in the reverse order, if they had drawn Colligan's Command the turn prior when I drew the Memnite, they go, Shatter, discard, I discard the Memnite, and then I draw the Nettlecyst the turn after, and then just kind of, man, just unfortunate the way the cards broke down. I mean, we're at 33, so we got some time, but we ain't got much left, and they have Aluris, so. It's been a nice back and forth game, though, It's like there was one point where we couldn't possibly win, then we drew Urza Saga, and then we couldn't possibly lose, and then they drew Colligan's Command, and now we can't possibly win. It's just like a really nice back and forth. So I'm probably going to lose this game, but I'm not that upset about it. Also, this is game 1, and they're down to 14 minutes, so there's always that, too. Alright, give me the other Nettlecyst. I'm not asking for much, even though I kind of am. Alright, heat the Frogmite, it's dead. Alright, drew a Vault Scourge. Probably not going to do it, but we'll try. We will try. I need to somehow get them into a spot where they don't have a removal spell or a flying blocker. I need to draw plating. We still have 4 cranial platings in our deck. We haven't seen one in the top 26 cards of our library, so plating would be lethal because the channeler has to attack. So plating would be good. Or that Nettlecyst. That fell victim to a Colligan's Command. Would have also been a good draw. Alright, no blocks. I declare no blocks. 14 life. Alright, cranial plating off the top 1 time. We also need them to break off of 2 bauble draws. If they draw any removal spell, it's probably big, probably good enough, but... Alright, cranial plating, please. No, they're fetching. Cranial plating, please. Plating. They drew another Colligan's Command? No. Okay, no, we're good. Alright, so they didn't draw Colligan's Command. Plating. Oh, we need a plating. Plating! Man, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. That time we just needed to draw any spell. I mean, we drew a Thought Monitor, so it's hard for me to complain, but needed something that was not 2 lands. Alright, your turn. These are the games that I really miss Giganta. The old versions of Affinity that I played with Red had Giganta as a companion, and I think this deck could still support it, right? I don't think there's anything... I don't know why this is here. Just look at the deck list. I don't think there's anything that we're doing... Yeah, this deck can still support Giganta. You'd have to cast it off of Spire and Springleaf Drum because you're playing white mana instead of red mana, but... Alright. Go to 6. I can't afford the trade for the Luris because my only out is hope they have nothing and hope to also draw plating. And they probably have something, but, you know, here we are. Alright, step 1. Are there F6? Plating. God, it's so close. So close. Alright, attack you. I mean, we're not dead. You can play Spellskid, keep the drum in hand to not take damage off the Croxa. And I think equip the Thought Monitor? And then again, hold the Springleaf Drum in hand so that we can discard it to the Croxa and not take damage. Actually, was it equipping the Spellscape better? I'm not sure. I guess this leaves me the opportunity to potentially trade for Channeler, even though I don't really want to. Like, I don't think I would take that trade. This game has been insane. Win or lose, this game has been crazy. It's just like constant back and forth. Alright, Dash Ragavan, that's fine. And they've already activated Ren and 6, so I can just freely block that. Right? Am I missing something? Just go block here. What if I do this? This has me going to 11, and then I take 9 and go to 2 with the Spellskate. Sure. Right? Not missing anything, am I? No, I'm at 2. Okay. I only have 5 damage, but... I get a Goyf. Okay. We need a cranial plating. Yes! God, this game has been nuts. Absolutely nuts. My goodness. Oh my god, I can't believe I won that game. Holy crap. Y'all, you're watching this on YouTube, you better drop a comment in the comment section below for that game. That game was unreal. Holy crap. What a back and forth. That was one of the craziest games of Magic I've played in a long time. Whew, I gotta regroup and, man. Whew, okay. Let's go to sideboarding. So we're playing against a Luris, what appears to be a Luris Jund mid-range deck. Chalice the Void is still very good against Luris, and all of the removal is good. Same with Etch Champion. So we get a lot of cards that we're bringing in. What are we cutting? We're cutting a lot of We're gonna cut a lot of stuff that is bad against Ren and 6. So is there any way? I just want to see how this looks. It's gonna look weird, and I get that. It's gonna look really weird. I'm just messing around a little bit. I can't cut a divination in this matchup. Okay, what do we think about this? So, obviously, a lot of our affinity cards get worse when we cut Memnite and Vault Scourge. However, they have Ren and 6. And I feel like we can just play this game, like that game, for example. You know, the games are just going to go longer. We have Saga, we have all card draw, Etch Champion, which is hard for them to beat. We have Spellskite to protect our stuff. We have Chalice to play. Like, all of the cards that we're bringing in, Chalice and Removal, promote a longer game of Magic. And in a longer game of Magic, Memnite and Vault Scourge get so much worse. Vault Scourge is more defensible because it has evasion. Same with Gingerbrute. But they're just really bad against Ren and 6. I kind of want to see how this plays out. I want to try this. I don't know if this is right, but I want to try it. It looks weird, and it is weird, but I want to see how it plays out. At least, it kind of makes sense in my head, you know? But man, that game was insane. Absolutely insane. It's going to be hard to top that game. Alright, Spellscape, Monitor, Ending, Dispatch. I'm going to try it. I'm not in love with that, but I'm going to try it. It's super awkward if they have Monkey because we have Razortide Bridge. And that's kind of my big issue with Prismatic Ending in these decks. And maybe part of the reason you can't cut Memnite, because you just need more... Well, I guess there's only one Spire of Industry, so that's not going to come up that often, but... Alright, Bridge. Your move. What's this? Croxa. Think we're going to say Dispatch down. Yeah, okay, I'm in. Dispatch especially weaker against opposing removal spells, right? If they start killing my artifacts, Dispatch gets a lot worse. Ending is going to kill almost anything, right? Because we already have 2 colors of mana minimum. So Ending is going to be able to hit a lot of stuff regardless. Okay, I'm okay with that. Let's go... Let's just start the beatdowns, I guess. Nothing else to do, right? Alright, 4-4. What's up? Is this going to be Luris? I was not expecting that. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Not good for us. Okay, so Thopter, Spellskite, pass? Sure. The nice thing is, if they go to play Luris, we can dispatch it this turn, and then untap and play Monitor it. We have 4 artifacts. Okay. I guess they could go, hypothetically, Luris land explosives for 0. Can't imagine they're going to do that. Alright, there's a Luris. They are going to EE for 0. Okay. And play Ragavan. So let's go end step, dispatch the Luris. Because I want to use my mana. I'm going to go play a Frogmite, and then we'll cast a Monitor for 2 mana. Draw some cards. I played out that jar, and I probably shouldn't have. Although I can just ending this, which is actually pretty good because it exiles it. There's really no reason to, right? Yeah, let's just pass. I shouldn't have played out the jar, but because I just forgot about the explosives on 0. So I should have held the jar in hand. And then if they somehow go to Croxamy, I can just discard the Ornithopter. But playing the jar into the explosives didn't really make a lot of sense. So that was kind of bad. One, two, three, four. Okay, and this costs 1, so let's go lead on monitor. See what they do. Okay. Let's go to attacks. See what's happening over there. So they currently have creature land. Creature land artifact. Oh, and they're going to cast an instant. I see. I see what their plan is. Alright, I guess I messed up then. I probably should have ending the channeler first. But I'm going to put a regen shield on the monitor. Okay. Yeah, I messed up. I should have ending the channeler pre-combat. This is bad. They're going to end up beating a Frogmite that they wouldn't have otherwise if I had just ending it. Although, I kind of need to save the ending for Croxa, don't I? So maybe this actually isn't that bad. So they're going to bolt the untapped monitor. No. Alright, bolt the Spellskite. Yeah, so now they get to eat the Frogmite, take 2. And just debating if I want to play the Thopter. I don't think I do. So yeah, I don't know. I think I need to save the Prismatic Ending for Croxa anyways. So I think not killing the Channeler was fine. Because I kind of can't afford to have the Croxa stay in play. So I assume they should attack first and then flashback the Croxa. No, they're casting Terminate. Interesting. Choosing not to Croxa. Okay. So they have to have another removal spell here, right? Because why else would they do that? It's the only thing that really makes sense. Because otherwise they'd probably just Croxa. Nope, I guess not. Maybe another Ragavan? I mean, I'm certainly taking the block. Okay. Very strange. Alright, attack for 2. What you got? Let's go Nettle Cyst. Which is a 5/5. I think I'm still not going to play the Ornithopters. The only reason that I'd want to play the Ornithopters is if I played both of them to get this to a 7/7 to get out of Unholy Heat range, but then my last card is ending, and then I just lose to Croxa, so I think that's bad. If they have Heat, they would get to kill the Germ anyways, because I'm not going to play 2 Thopters. Terminate. Okay. This has got to be the Croxa turn, right? Has to be. Oh, okay, okay. You really don't want a Croxa. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? They're doing some other stuff. I guess I'll buy it. Well, that's kind of the punishment, right? Because now I can Chalice on 2. And I think... Well, actually, don't I just... If I Chalice on 1... Because I could, like, ending this Chalice on 1, then they just slam Croxa, right? So I think I'm just going to Chalice on 2. And then I can just ending this next turn. So I get a 10, and then next turn ending it with the Chalice on 2. Okay. I mean, I did play around the Croxa that I knew about. I didn't know about this, obviously. So, I played around a card I knew about, not a card I didn't know about. Kind of unfortunate how it panned out, but... Well, I got mega punished, I guess. Sure. Alright, your turn. Got max punish, so it would have been better, obviously... Oh my god. Yeah, so I guess I should have just chaliced on one, and then... So what I should have done, I guess, was chalice on one, and then let them Croxa and then play the ending, but... Man. Yeah, that was just maximum punishment. Alright, we'll just move on to game 3. I like how I sideboarded, though. Like, I really don't think that Memnite and Vault Scourge really offer that much outside of the cards that I brought in. And I think I'm just, like... I'm kind of down to just promote a longer game. Because I think I'm generally more favored the longer the game goes, because I have a bunch of divinations. And their deck is a lot of 1-for-1s. They don't have a ton of card advantage outside of Lurrus, so... So this is Land, Shadow Spear, Ornithopter. Ornithopter, turn 2, Frogmite, but no second land. I'm going to ship this. This is much better. Opponent has kept 7. I'm going to keep this and put back Thought Monitor, I think. Yeah. Get a lead on Drum into Chalice. Hopefully they don't have a turn 1 monkey. They always do. They always do. I could play Frogmite here, but I think it's way more important to play Chalice. Shuts off so much more of their deck. Okay, it's fine. I mean, I would have liked to draw on that, but we'll take it. Can't complain too much. Tarmogoyf. Okay, I can live with Tarmogoyf. Do we start deploying Etch Champions? No, I think I'd rather just do some Saga token making first. Might even just get the Shadow Spear. We'll see what they do. I am a little bit worried about Kolaghan's command on Chalice the Void, but they pretty much have to target the Chalice, right? Ancient Grudge the Chalice. Sure. It's a little annoying, but it's half of a grudge that's not going after the Saga, or the Construct token. Yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of in... I kind of don't mind our position. Alright, I mean, I will trade with the Ragavan. And force the issue on the grudge. I'm surprised they're offering this trade. I will take it. Happily. Okay. Kind of want to get Ornithopter, actually. Yeah, I should probably just get Jar, right? The reason I wanted to get Ornithopter is so I could play Thoughtcast with also leaving back the Construct token. Whereas now, if I get Jar and play Thoughtcast, I have to tap the Construct, which means I can't block the Goyf. Although, my Construct is probably dying anyways, but that's a reason to get the Jar, right? Yeah, I'll just take a hit for a turn. I think it's fine. Oops, not that. Alright, Thoughtcast. Alright, your turn. Next turn we can jam some Champion. Which should be pretty good. It's been a long match. Very, 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 very long match. A second Ancient Grudge, huh? Alright, well, I guess good thing I got Jar. Man. Their draws have been really good. Alright, no blocks. That's 7. Alright, attack for 8. Assume they're gonna do that, which will just jar. Alright, no attacks. Your turn. 3 cards. They missed a land drop, so they have all spells in hand. Man, after that game 1, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just the way I sideboarded. I mean, I don't know. They drew 2 sideboard cards. Kind of unfortunate. I feel like this should be a good matchup, too. Oh, they drew 3 sideboard cards. Okay. God. Yeah, after what was a really nice, really nice game 1, these last two games have not really been that interesting. I guess there was that last game where I had the decision to chalice on 1 versus 2, and that was close. This game was kind of just a blowout. They just drew 2 Ancient Grudges, and I couldn't really do much about it, so... I'll just go to 1. Dead to most things anyways. Show me the bolt. Alright, we're dead. Yeah, that was a really sicko game 1, but I feel like the post-board games did not... I don't know. They were just more prepared than I would expect them to be, so... Yeah, 2 Ancient Grudges and a Kolaghan's Command later, and now we're 1 and 2. Pretty unfortunate, but at least game 1 was sweet, so hope you enjoyed the games. See if I can still a bit for round number 4. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 4. Let's see if we can bounce back from our 1 and 2 start. Not with this hand, not without lands. Alright, what do we got here? We have a land, a Memnite, a Jar, and a map. Map can find Saga. So what if I go bridge? No, it doesn't work. I think I'm going to put back the Thought Monitor because we're kind of far away from that. And just keep the rest of the stuff. I'm just not sure if I want to go bridge or Spire Map. Spire Map is better if I draw an untapped land, then I can jam Thoughtcast on 2. But I think it's better if I draw like a plating or something like that to just play the bridge, so I'm just going to play the bridge. I'm not sure what's right. Alright, they've decided to play a Stomping Ground. And a Search for Tomorrow. Titan Shift. Yeah, drew the Saga anyways. Okay, let's do that. Oh, what am I saying? We can still Thoughtcast anyways. I don't know. I can't. I'm bad at math. Don't mind me. I'm just over here being really bad at math. For some reason, I thought I couldn't Thoughtcast on 2. I don't know what I was thinking. Because I just didn't register this as being a type artifact for the Thoughtcast, but yeah. I don't know. My brain's not with it. Hasn't recovered from the last match yet. They're casting Summoner's Pact. Okay, sure. Summoner's Pact for Sakura Tribe Elder. It's fine. Oh, and they're going to stack the triggers. Okay, I was going to say, I was like, wait a minute, what am I missing? Okay. Well, maybe they decide that they want to trade for no apparent reason. You never know. We'll give them the opportunity to trade, even though I don't think they're going to trade. Something tells me they're not going to trade. And they did not trade, surprisingly. Alright, Search for Tomorrow resolves, and then they tap out to pay for Pact. But I don't think we're going to die the turn after. We can just kind of go ham with a construct. I don't know, we'll see. Because our construct can outsize Primeval Titan. I guess we couldn't we're not gonna die to Scape Shift. Because we're gonna be at 20. We might even get the Shadow Spear to be above 20. See what we draw. But yeah, it's not like I'm gonna be in danger of dying to a 7 landscape shift. And with the construct, we should be able to present a 2-turn clock. So, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, Cinderglade. Suspend, search for tomorrow. Okay, so the best they can do next turn, so I'm missing something. They have 5 lands in play. They play an untapped 6 land, tap 2 mana for an Explore. So they have 4 lands untapped. Play land off of Explore, 5 lands untapped. I guess they could have another Explore, 3 lands untapped, play untapped land, 4 lands, Scape Shift with 8 lands, but they would need double Explore? Because I kind of want to just make another Construct token. The reason... Oh, but if I play the Vault Scourge, I'm going to be paying 2 life here. Alright, let's do it this way. The reason I want to make another Construct token is because I want to have 2 attackers through a Primeval Titan. So let's get the drum. And let's play Thoughtcast, I think. Alright, Frogmite, Saga. We'll attack for 9, I think. Yeah, 9's good. I don't want to go to 18, because remember, 18's the magic number versus Scape Shift. And the way I like doing it this way, because now if they go land Primeval Titan, I have 2 8/8s. So Primeval Titan would, like, let's say they go Mountain Primeval Titan, right? Mountain Primeval Titan, they get... So they have 5 mountains in play. They get Valakid Mountain. The best they can do is shoot a Frogmite, but then I still have 2 lethal attackers. So this line, the second construct beats Primeval Titan. Because otherwise, if I didn't make a construct, they could chump block and then kill me with Scape Shift the turn after. So that's why I like making the second construct. Alright, cool. I have a feeling they had Primeval Titan in their hand. I like the way I played that game. So we could Chalice for Pact, which I'm, like, not a huge fan of. I like Rebuke a lot. Definitely want Rebuke. And maybe Dispatch for Titan. The only thing about Titan is I feel like most of the time Titan kind of gets its value on out the door. So it's like they've already gotten what they wanted out of the Titan. So unless you're killing them that turn, the Dispatch is not terribly relevant. I think Nettlecyst is too slow. And kind of the same with Map. And I think I like everything else. So we're gonna go like this. Maybe not bringing in Dispatch is crazy, but I think I like Jars because they probably have some grudges in their sideboard. So I think I want to keep all the Jars. And I like Vault Scourge plus Plating because it gets you out of Scape Shift range. Spellskite also pretty good against Scape Shift because the way that it works is like, let's say you're at 18 and you have a Spellskite in play, and they put 6 Valakut triggers in the stack, right? Which would normally be 18 damage. You can just pay 2 life for each trigger, and just pay 12, and then redirect all the triggers to Spellskite. So instead of taking 18, you take 12, your Spellskite dies, and then you probably kill them the next turn. So that's why I like Spellskite against them. Also protects against Grudge and all that stuff, so seems fine. Alright, we're here for game number 2 against Titan Shift, and I think this hand is too slow. Also has no blue mana. I'm gonna ship it. Okay, this hand is missing a payoff, but that being said, we do have land, drum, and some zeros. Potentially a turn 2 Spellskite or Rebuke. I think this hand's good enough. It's close, because this hand is really missing a payoff. It's not a payoff, but it is a spell I can cast on turn 1. Alright, all my things. Play a bunch of 1/1s, hope they don't have Fury. I don't know if they have enough red cards for Fury, but I guess they could also have Anger of the Gods, which is something I need to be at least cognizant of. Although, I'm probably not going to play around it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play around it. I think I'm just going to jam all my stuff. Like, in order for me to play around Anger, I have to hold up a lot of stuff. And I just don't think that's worth it. Like, I have to leave up this for blue, and another artifact. So I would only be able to attack for 2 and not play the Spellskite, and I don't know, I don't think that's worth it. Because this way, as long as I don't have it this turn, I can then... I guess I still have to hold back one of these if I want to hold it up next turn. We'll see. Unless I draw a land. Saga would be an insane draw. Saga would let me attack with all 4 and leave up Rebuke. But we'll see. Alright, they have a tap land. We call that the Temple of Tilt. Or seek for a Cinderglade, most likely. Or sure, yeah, same thing. Not really the same thing, but... Okay, so now what do I have to hold back? Nothing, right? This, and these. Okay, so I can attack for 4. And then I still have the Rebuke up. Alright, cool. Not bad. Hopefully they just jam a Titan here. That'd be cool. Because I'd love to Rebuke a Titan. But now if they have untapped land plus Anger, I cannot Rebuke it. Because they can pay. I mean, I'm allowed to cast the Rebuke, but they'll have 6 mana. So hopefully they just go land Titan. Alright, it's a good start for me. Come on, Titan. This looks like a Titan. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright. Colorless. Blue. This. Rebuke. Now I would like to draw, I guess, Plating? It's probably my best draw. That one's not bad. We'll take that. We'll take that. Okay. Not the best, because we don't have any more blue mana. Nice thing is, we're not dead to Scapeshift. They can go... I guess they can just Scapeshift... No, they can't Scapeshift their board, because we have Spellskite. Yeah. Alright. I think we're okay. See what they have. They probably have something, right? Let's cast Thoughtcast. See what we draw. Alright. Go to combat. We can actually beat a Grudge, too. Because if they have Grudge, we can redirect the Spellskite and jar the Spellskite. Oh, is this Kozilek's return? Broken Wings. Alright, so redirect to Spellskite. And then regen the Spellskite. Alright, Broken Wings resolves. And they died. Cool. That was a sweet game. So take these broken wings. Anyways, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that was kind of interesting match. We kind of just timed the rebuke, or like we happened to time the rebuke perfectly against Titan, and they didn't have a second payoff. Although we probably could have beaten Scapeshift there, because Spellscape would have done some work. But we're 2-2. Let's see if we can get the classic Jund 5-0, which is the record of 3-2. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 5. Alrighty, YouTube. You wait no longer. We are here for the 5th and final round for all of the marbles. And by all of the marbles, I mean we're trying to get our money back. This hand's good. Depending on what they're playing and what they do, and what we draw, we might actually be able to play Saga on turn 1, because we can go Saga, Drum, Memnite. And that is a second mana source to be able to activate Saga onto. So we'll see what happens. Burn? Question mark? Oh, that's perfect. Alright, definitely playing this on 1 now. Now that I have a second 0 mana creature. Because now there's a good chance they can't kill both of them. Oh, I can actually sandbag the other one. Yeah, because I can just sandbag the second one. This sucks if they kill Drum, but yeah, I guess Prismatic Ending maybe makes this play bad. But like now, if they kill the Ornithopter, then I just go untap, Memnite, land, activate Saga. But this is bad if they have Prismatic Ending on the Drum. Painter Servant. Ooh. I was not expecting Painter Servant to be cast today, let me tell you. Alright, Island, Memnite. Your turn. Painter Servant choosing red, huh? Okay, okay. I see you. I'm not sure what that means. I know it makes my cards look kind of weird. Look at this red artifact. It's like, what's the one? Embercleave in Standard. Or a red-blue Thoughtcast. The lands don't really look different, which kind of is unfortunate, you know? Oh, you know what I just realized? So, before, my lands were... I wonder what happened. There must have been, like, an update. My dual lands were, like, solid. They were only one color. They weren't, like, blue and white like they're supposed to be. I don't know if it's, like, a recent update, but I just noticed that. I feel like that's something I should have noticed prior to this, but... I mean, I'm going to make the Saga token anyway, so might as well do it now. If it's going to die, it's going to die. Doesn't really change whether it dies now or later, you know? I guess it's worse if they have a sorcery speed removal spell post-combat or something, but... Alright. Let's make another thing. Now we have a 3/3. I would like to get a blue source of mana to be able to cast Thoughtcast. And because I have second Saga for Shadow Spear anyways, I think I can afford to get Drum here, so let's do that. Let's play Thoughtcast. Let's play Frogmite, and let's play Saga. And we'll pass. Dude, these cards look so weird with the Painter Servant. Oh my goodness. The plating looks extra dark. All these like red artifacts. Man, it looks so weird. Lands still look the same though. Lands look no different. I don't know why, but... I wonder what our opponent's up to. I'm sure there's some sort of combo with Painter Servant. Oh, isn't there... There's a red card. It's like Chroma. Deal damage equal to the number of red permanents. I can't remember the card. It's like Chaotic Backlash, I think is what it is. I'm going to look this up real quick. Hold on. Chaotic Backlash MTG. I just want to... If this is the card that I'm thinking of. Chaotic Backlash deals damage to target player to twice the number of white... No, this is white and or blue. Okay, why'd they choose red then? I don't know. Anyways. Let's move on. Let's play a Thoughtcast? Question mark. Okay, let's do that. Let's play a Thought Monitor. Let's go Treasure Vault so we can still make a construct. And smash for 8. I wonder if it's worth making a construct now. Nah, they can have some kind of like wrath, I guess. I'll wait to make the second construct. It is an extra damage, but... Oh, they're also chump blocking, so they definitely have a wrath. Alright, we'll pass priority. Aw, now all my cards are back to normal. I was kind of excited. I was kind of happy when they were red. They're no longer red, though. Now I'm sad. Alright, fine. So if they have Wrath, we can float a mana, let the Wrath happen, and then make a construct. And if they don't have Wrath, they're probably dead. That's my assessment. Looks like they have Wrath. That's a Wrath. Not the Wrath I was expecting, but it is a Wrath. Alright, I'll make a 4/4. We'll go untap. Make another 4/4? Yeah, sure. And now let's get... I think I'm going to get a jar in case they have another Wrath. I don't really think my life total matters too much. Although, I'm not 100% sure what they're doing over there, so... I can actually plating, right? Yeah, I can just go for plating here. And this is lethal, unless they have like a Path to Exile. Alright, let's go for it. Attack you for 18. What you got? Show me the path. Looks like they do have the path. Alright, resolves. Do not have a second basic land. It's not too bad. We can just kind of go for some more stuff next turn. We have a jar to protect our last construct. We have another Nettle Cyst. We have a plating. We had a lot going on. We can beat a pile of wraths, I think, which is a pretty good spot to be in with your aggro deck. Just being able to beat endless wraths. Mostly due to the power of Urza Saga, but also plating plus Nettle Cyst filling a role as well, so. It's an enviable position to be in. Pyroclasm. Alright, resolves. My Ornithopter is dead. And Painter Servant to chump block. Okay. Ooh, my stuff is red again now. I enjoy that. Oh, I guess I could have... Could I have killed them if I had saved the Ornithopter and went Nettle Cyst plus plating on it? I may have been able to do that. I should have at least done the math on it. But let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. And then let's go force a chump block. And then even if they draw Wrath, we have the jar to protect one creature, which is lethal by itself. So, I think we are good to go. And I can just plating up the Vault Scourge and have 3 10-power attackers, so even if they draw 2 removal spells, it's not... Or if they have to draw 2 removal spells... I think we're good is what I'm getting at. I think we are good. Opponent agrees. Alright. Now, they are playing white, so I do expect some sort of sideboard cards, like maybe Kataki, maybe Stony Silence. Probably not Kataki, because they have Painter Servant, but probably maybe Stony Silence, depending on what else they're playing. I don't really know how I want to sideboard, because I'm still not 100% clear on what they're doing. I would have to imagine Painter Servant is probably an important part of their game plan, so maybe I want some Dispatch or Prismatic Ending. But I don't know that I want to go too heavy on sideboarding. Also, Rebuke is somewhat okay against counters or against the sweepers, but you can kind of just play through it sometimes with Saga and Welding Jar and all your draw twos. But given how sweeper heavy they are, maybe I want to cut Spellskite. Because Spellskite's not great against the pile of sweepers. They just bring in these prismatic endings. Call it a day. Yeah, let's just do that for now. I'm going to do some light sideboarding until I see more of their deck. Alright, YouTube. Game 2. We got some Sagas, which are pretty good. We got a Thopter, a Jar. Yeah, okay, I'm in. I think I'm going to lead on Treasure Vault with this hand. There is definitely a downside to playing Treasure Vault because unlike Rust or whatever the blue-white bridge is and Darksteel Citadel, it's not indestructible. So if your opponent is playing with shatters like Smash to Smithereens and Wear Tear, they get to blow up your land, which is a little rough sometimes, but it's the price you pay for having additional untapped artifact lands. Which have, to be fair, have been pretty good. There has definitely been some spots where it's been easier to cast a Thoughtcaster, a Thought Monitor, due to the fact that I had Treasure Vault available to me, but there is a trade-off. It's not free. Alright, opponent mulls to 6. Let's see what they got. They have a Sacred Foundry and Pithing Needle. Probably naming Urza Saga, if I had to guess. Yeah. Okay. So that is their answer to Saga. Let's go Jar, Thopter, Scourge. Then we can go Saga, Plating on 2. And then we can hold up Jar to protect the plating. As long as they don't have Stony Silence. Which it kind of feels like they do. That's bad. That is bad. Alright. Attack for 1. And... oh man, how the heck do I get out of this? I'm not even sure that I can, to be honest with you. Just play another piece of cardboard that doesn't do anything. Yeah, you run into some issues against people still playing Stony Silence. There's not a lot of it going around, because for the most part it's been replaced by, you know, stuff that's actually better. Like, Stony Silence is not actually that good against HammerTime, so you'd much rather have, like, Engineered Explosives and Wear Tear and things like that. I mean, that card is good, but I can't cast it. Alright, I'm going to play a Saga. I'm probably going to hold on to the second Saga, though, because my only way out of this is casting this Nettle Cyst and hoping it goes the distance. Okay. Well, never mind. Opponent came prepared. I'm not sure why they have Sanctifier in their deck, though. Alright, we're just going to go to the next game. We are going to move on to the next game. Well, against Stony Silence, we already have the Prismatic Endings boarded in. Do I also want the Metallic Rebukes? Yeah, I think I do. If they're going super heavy on Saga Hate, I think I'm going to cut the map. And the Ginger Brute is probably bad. And let's also trim... let's trim a Memnite, I think, because they have Pyroclasm too. Let's do this. At least Rebuke on the play can still hit a Stony Silence, hopefully. Yeah, see, like, this hand is awesome. This hand just gets to dump a bunch of stuff into play and hold up Rebuke with Saga. Yeah, this hand's, like, perfect. And they're going to mulligan aggressively to Stony Silence, and we have the answer to it. In fact, we have 2 answers to it. So, I like this. Alright, they kept on 6. Let's go Jar, Memnite, Bridge, pass. See what they do on turn 1. If they cast Lightning Bolt on Memnite, I think I'll probably let it go. Maybe this is Needle. Barenton, Forge Tender, that's fine. We do need to find a land. So we can start activating the Saga. I'm actually not going to offer the trade. I think my Memnite is probably more valuable than their Forge Tender. If they cast Pyroclasm, I'll just Rebuke it. Not be too worried about it. Alright, land please. There we go. There we go. Everything is all right in the world. I could play Nettle Cyst here, but I think I'd rather just hold up Rebuke. / activate Urza Saga. There's not going to be a lot that I Rebuke this turn, though. Like, I think if they cast Pyroclasm now, I'll probably let it go. And I don't even think I'm going to sack the jar. I think I'd rather just save the jar for the Construct token. What's this? Sliver creatures you control have whenever this creature is dealt damage, does not much damage to target player or planeswalker. Oh, so that's their combo with Blasphemous Act. I see. Sure. I mean, I guess they can chump block a Saga token, but I can also just get a Shadow Spear, right? So I only deal 2 to the Sliver. Alright. Construct. 5/5. Okay, let's do this. Let's float a colorless mana. And I think I'm down to get the Shadow Spear. Because that lets me attack with this construct. I'm going to lead with Thoughtcast. And I was going to say, if I miss on land, then I won't equip, but now I get to equip. And also still hold up Jar and Rebuke. Yeah, this is a good spot to be in. Because now the Sliver isn't doing much because we have Trample and we have Rebuke up, and Blasphemous Act right now costs 3. So we can just Rebuke the Blasphemous Act. Can also Rebuke that. That is not happening today. Opponent says GG's. Alright, so looks like we got the 3 and 2. Opponent's deck was interesting. So, 3 and 2, we lost to Jeskai Control and Jund, I guess Jund midrange. The Jund deck is probably a rough matchup because they have a lot of good sideboard cards, Ancient Grudge, Kolaghan's Command, stuff like that. I was kind of surprised that we lost to Jeskai. That matchup should be pretty good, but again, maybe opponent had some good sideboard cards. Overall, I think this deck is decent. Again, I don't think this is the best Urza Saga deck. I think I would give that title to HammerTime. But this is, if you're a boomer like me and you want to relive the glory days of playing Affinity, this is definitely a viable deck. I was a big fan of the white sideboard cards, the Razortide Bridges. I've been pretty big anti-tap lands in the past, like the past couple of weeks, but I don't know what it was. This version didn't notice it too much. So maybe I'm coming around on the tap lands. But yeah, this deck felt pretty good. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.